Hi, this is Christy Lorette, marketing, copy, and content expert and creator of the Action Marketing Copy System at actionmarketingcopy.com. Today we're going to be talking about how an editorial calendar can save you when it comes to content management. So last night I was on a coaching call with a client, and she asked me a very common question. She asked me when she should send out her email invitations for her business events. And while yours may not be email invitations, it may be some other kind of content. It's a very common question that I get asked. When should I be sending out, XYZ? And my response was as common as her question, because I said, well, there's some specifics and there's some general, responses to that. So I did answer her specifically on hers, and we set up a time frame for her to send out her save the dates, her invitations, and then to do her follow-up on those. But in general, I asked her a question. Do you have an editorial calendar for each of your events? And again, her response was very common. She said, no, we always seem to be scrambling at the last minute when we realize that something is due or that we have to create content for the upcoming event. So here's the solution. The solution is an editorial calendar. And if you're not familiar with the concept of an editorial calendar, it's actually quite simple. It's simply a plan that you put to dates on your calendar of the content creation that you need to create for your business. And you center it around, certain things that are going on in your own business. So here's how it works. You sit down with a calendar, with a holiday schedule or with an event schedule of all the things that are going on in your business. And how far in advance you decide to plan is up to you. I plan for an entire year in advance. So at the end of 2010, I sat down and created my editorial calendar for all of 2011. You can do it for a quarter, you can do it by the month. It's really up to you. But set aside and schedule at least an entire day to create your editorial calendar. If you're doing it for the whole year, you may need more than one day. It kind of depends on how quick you are and what kind of planning is involved. Okay, so then I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I do it, and then you can model yours, after that accordingly to your business. So I start with the major events. So the major events in my business are my monthly teleseminars, my blog posts, and my e-newsletters that I send out twice a month. So I sit with the editorial calendar with the dates, and I put those items on the calendar. So I literally schedule all the dates for the 12 teleseminars that I do a year, all the dates for my blog posts, which are at least 3 times a week, and all the dates that I need to create content or that the e-newsletters actually go out. Now, then you have to go back and create the dates for each of the individual pieces that coordinate with those items. So as an example, for the teleseminar, I then have to put to dates when I have to write the script for the call, when I have to create the emails that go out to my lists to invite people to attend the teleseminars. Then I have to write all of the autoresponders, which are emails that go out to registrants, to give them the call information and to remind them of the call, and then follow-ups after the call, to provide them with information and the call download and all that kind of stuff. The press release for the call. So all of that content, content creation goes into the dates on my editorial calendar. Then after you go back and you schedule out all your dates like that, and also, I don't know if I mentioned, I also assign topics for those calls and for that month. So my topic for the monthly teleseminar call will also trickle into my topics for blog posts that month, e-newsletter content for that month. So that's what an editorial calendar is. It's kind of shaping the focus of your monthly or weekly topics or subject matter. So it really narrows your focus, and it also makes sure that you're covering all of the information that you should be covering throughout the year. Then after you get your editorial calendar created, you also have to schedule the time to actually create that content or to write that content. So, and again, this is up to you how you schedule it. This is how I schedule it. I write for clients, and I meet with clients, and I work with clients Monday through Thursday, every week. But Fridays, I leave to work on my own business. So that's the day that I choose to spend the entire day writing content, creating podcasts, uploading videos, all of that kind of stuff. That's my content creation day. Other business owners may devote 1 hour a day to content creation. You may, devote half a day to content. It's really up to you how you schedule it, as long as you get it done and you're using your editorial calendar as your guideline. So what happens is, when you have an editorial calendar, you tend to scramble less. Because what happens if you scramble? If you scramble, you're trying to put something together at the last minute, you're in a rush, and that really comes through in the message that you're sending to your audience and in the timeliness that you're delivering something. And that can really, affect how effective your marketing campaigns are and your messaging is. If someone's invited to an event and they have to book travel and all this other stuff, and they're getting the invitation 2 weeks prior when it should have been received, 4 or 6 weeks prior, that can really affect your attendance at your event and really affect, your ROI and all of these things on your marketing campaigns. So when you have an editorial calendar, it prevents the need to scramble, and that will really make your marketing messages and your marketing campaigns in general much more effective. This is Christy Lorette, marketing, copy, and content expert and creator of the Action Marketing Copy System at actionmarketingcopy.com.